Not so long ago, we did a video covering the Arwing, a starfighter in the Star Fox universe so powerful that it dominated fighters, bombers, and interceptors. When diving into the stats of the ship, we realized it was insanely overpowered. But what if I told you there was another starfighter that goes even further beyond? Something so much more powerful that in the hands of the right pilot could wipe out X-Wings, A-Wings, TIE interceptors, TIE defenders, and most importantly, the Arwing with absolute ease. But the most captivating thing about this vessel is that it's one game in one level, nothing more. That ship being the ultra-high performance, all-range fighter called the Wolfen-II. But before I tell you more about this terrifying monster of a ship, my question of the day is, would you like me to cover more Star Fox universe ships? There are plenty in the series that barely get any coverage, but I won't want to cover them if you're not interested. But on the chance that you are, let me know in the comments down below and leave us a like, it really helps us grow. If not, let me know why as well, I want your opinions also. But with that out of the way, let's talk about the Wolfen-II. Schematically, the Wolfen-II is a fully technological upgrade to its predecessor and is Andross's most advanced piece of tech. As General Pepper put it, the Star Fox team is sure to show up, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're flying the most advanced ships in Andross's arsenal. This will be your last battle, so be prepared to fight hard. The ship's design is remade from the ground up, diverting away from the Arwing stealth bomber design to something that looks akin to Star Wars' Arc 170 with its S-foils open. Its sharp, angular appeal allows it to blast through space at transonic speeds of up to Mach 4.2, although the games don't necessarily show you that. So, let's do a comparison of the Wolfen-II with its next known strongest fighter, the Arwing. Created by the Macbeth's weapon factory, the Wolfen-II bolsters a new generation of G-diffuser to allow a far more powerful shielding system, quicker recharge times to the engines to allow further, frequent loops and somersaults, as well as longer durations of boosts and brakes. But with speed like this, lacked tighter turns. All of this is likely due to it being powered by gravity diffusion, unlike Arwing's hydrogen power. It comes with twin laser cannons and a multi-lock reticle system, allowing it to charge up homing shots at multiple aircrafts, while the Arwings only allowed single targeting. With such technology comes compromises, as the Wolfen-II drops both smart bomb and missile launchers in return for a newer generation of G-diffuser, but in return gets so much more, as it comes equipped with anti-smart bomb shielding, rendering charged laser shots or smart bombs completely useless against it, forcing enemy pilots to rely on their accuracy with standard laser cannons. But with the comparison done, hopefully this gives you somewhat of an idea of how ridiculously powerful these vessels are. But unfortunately, every great starfighter is only as effective as their pilot, as the Wolfen-II series of ships were defeated by the Star Fox's Arwing. But in the right hands, these type of fighters could potentially be unstoppable. But for the reason why no one's talking about these ships is because they're so lacking in documentation, let alone appearance. The Wolfen-II was only ever shown in one game, Star Fox 64, and were only viewable if the player successfully stayed on the upper path of the galaxy's map in the game. Otherwise, they would face Star Fox's team in the weaker predecessor ship, the Wolfen-I. After that, nothing. It seems that after the Lilac Wars, Andross and the Star Wolf team decided to abandon this particular model and instead focus on bringing in some of the capabilities over to the Wolfen-I instead. But with all the years of the Star Fox universe afterwards, it never reached the pure terrifying power that is the Wolfen-II. There were modified versions of the Wolfen-I, however. Panther's personal starfighter, the Black Rose, was configured to look like the Wolfen-II, but lacked any of the potential shielding features. It came with a Zapper laser, a very slow single-firing weapon that was capable of tearing through almost any fighter. It also came equipped with a smart bomb launcher and a single targeting reticle. The Rainbow Delta was Leon's personal ship and stuck to the original design of the Wolfen-I, but traded out the original laser cannons for wide-lock laser cannons in return that allowed the pilot to fire continuous, charged homing laser shots in a wide FOV angle. The ship itself is incredibly slow, but trades that out with incredibly strong shielding, making this a durable fighter, much like the armoured Arwing we discussed in the previous video, which you can see in the info card in the top right corner. The Hunter was a transformation of the Wolfen-I. It allowed the vehicle to become a ground assault unit, bolstering high defences and power in trade for losing flight. Despite becoming a ground unit, it was immensely fast and lived up to its name, with Wolf's version being able to perform a lightning tornado technique at the player. However, the ground units relate more to the game series like Metal Gear Rising instead of Star Wars. Overall, the Wolfen-I is one of the least talked about starfighters in the Star Fox universe, thanks to the fact that it only had a single appearance. The irony is, it's also the strongest. Perhaps the strength of the Starfighter is what caused Nintendo to drop the ship from its series, or there being some form of lore missing in which Andros was unable to produce more Wolfen-IIs. Whichever it is, it's an incredibly interesting and beautiful ship that I do wish would come back into the realm of possibility again. Don't get me wrong, I like the Wolfen-I, but the fact that the Wolfen-II left the series so soon as it arrived kinda makes it a legend in some sort of way. Not to mention, fighting against them in the game was literally harder than the final boss Andros. To top it off, the ship was in the right hands. As the official Nintendo Power Player's Guide stated, the Wolfen-II is technically superior to the Arwing, but you can prove that heart and guts count for more than speed and steel. Just imagine if this ship was playable, but I do digress. That also leads us to the end of the video. What is your thoughts on the Wolfen-II? Did you even know it existed? Would you love a game that allowed you to pilot one? Do you think it would ever come back? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below, as well as the question of the day, which is, would you like me to cover more Star Fox universe ships? I'm definitely going to read through all the comments for sure, as I'm genuinely interested. And again, you have like 4 days until our September Patreon rewards lock in, guys. You do not get charged on sign up, only on the 1st of September. But after the 1st, you have to wait until next month, so don't hold up now. Links to our Patreon in the description down below. And finally, I have been Charlie, you've been watching X2, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.